Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today we're going to be talking about Ideanomics. Now, yes, this is not the first time we've talked about Ideanomics. The previous video is in the description below, but hopefully today we're going to be able to give a good amount of updates relating towards due diligence, news, technical analysis, what I think about this one, and institutional buyers. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So Ideanomics. It has been picking some traction recently in the last few days. For instance, you get to see that the volumes have not been significant in the last couple of weeks. It has dropped, but volumes have started to pick up specifically as well into last week and earlier this week. And so for this, I want to get back and discuss a bit relating towards Ideanomics. And if this is the first time ever you hear about Ideanomics, basically they have two solutions: mobility and capital. So in terms of the capital, think about fintech solutions. So for mobility, start thinking about the EV sector. You're looking into Wave, which is, for instance, a wireless charging infrastructure or devices that you're able to wireless charge vehicles. And you also have Solectrac, which is basically industrial or agricultural vehicles that are EV, and the list goes on. I covered those before in my previous videos. In terms of the fintech solutions, you got different ones: Temios, which is a real estate imagine solutions; Technology Metals Market, TM2; Dbot, which is the next generation of broker dealers, etc. And from there, we're able to get an idea. Well, this is a holding company. So we do have some recent news. And we also have some news relating towards dilution that have been asked upon a few times over. So the first one here is Manny Iyer appointed the CEO of Ideanomics electric tractor subsidiary, Solectrac. If you do recall, Ideanomics recently bought Solectrac into 100%. Previously, they had only a percentage. Now they went all the way in. Now, Iyer, which is a 28-year veteran of the agricultural and construction industries, specializes in farm technology category and has served a wide variety of leadership positions in North America, South America, and Asia. Iyer expertise includes international equipment sales and marketing, business strategy and development, channel development, support chain management, product support and services, manufacturing, and quality assurance. As the world rapidly moves towards an electric-powered, sustainable future, Solectrac is well positioned for Manny to take the wheel and lead the team as they scale their operations and drive market shares with truly inspired product offerings, said Alpour, the CEO of Ideanomics. Solectrac is the future of sustainable agriculture, and I'm confident in his ability to manage the company through rapid growth and expansion in the coming month as the farming and utility operation sector transitions to cleaner, more efficient equipment alternatives. And we get to see there's no updated presentation in June, neither on July, so I'm not going to cover that today. But we do have some other news. But before moving on to that, if you'd like to see more contents like this, don't forget to subscribe. It's on the bottom right corner, and there's a bell notification button right beside the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to drop a like, as it does help my channel a lot. And if you'd like to join our Discord, which is totally free, it's in the description below. It's basically a chat room where you can find me there a lot easier than in my comment sections. And so relating towards that dilution, some people said, hey, is Ideanomics actually going to dilute their stock, etc.? And I think they're referring to a bit of the shelf offerings relating towards that 10 million shares that were put. And this is not actually a shelf offering. This has gone through towards the offering progress. And if you were to look into history, YA has been buying a lot of Ideanomics before. And so here they bought around $27.3 million worth of Ideanomics, which is basically 10 million shares at approximately $273, which is currently actually more expensive than the current price at almost $266. And they did buy a bit more just because I guess they like the company. I've seen them pick a lot of the company itself in terms of shares in the recent history, and that is interesting for me. This SEC filing from the 17th of June really just talks relating towards Solectrac and then buying 100% of Solectrac, then the previously acquired less than 78.6. I believe it was, well, 100% minus 78.6. And so now they have 100% of solid track. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, they still remain very bullish. They appear to be adding in the month of June. July is a little bit too early to kind of give the way for it and see where it goes. Insiders have been really quiet since Feb or January to be that. And tip rank here gives you institutions or analysts giving 1 buy, 0 hold, 0 sell, with a current price target of $7, which is currently at 163% upside. So definitely it does look bullish. And so from here on, let's move on towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis perspective, on the 1 month, 1 day perspective, we have some good news and some bad news. So on the good news, the moving averages are still bullish in that the 10 SMA is still above the 30 EMA and the 50 SMA is above the 200 SMA. However, that appears to be a little bit changing a little in that the 30 EMA is about to cross the 10 SMA from the bottom, and the price point is below the 50 SMA and might test the 200 SMA at 251. So keep in mind at 251, if it does drop below there, it's bearish on all the indicators on the moving averages. Now, in terms of IDEX, it doesn't show you much, but William percent R shows it's highly oversold. And the William percent R, by the way, is very similar to the relative strength index. Some people might know it just as RSI. And technicality and momentum will bring in more buyers in. And if you take into consideration supply and demand, that means the price point would probably increase up. In terms of the MACD, that's actually gone towards the negative side, and it looks like it's more of a negative reversal from the 29th of June. So that definitely is a bit more of bad news, but momentum though is still clinching closer to 0, and it can easily bounce back to above 0, and that would lead to accumulation, then followed by positive reversal. So there's still hope with this one. Stochastic fast and stochastic slow are saying perhaps this might be a good time to buy some shares. We're going to talk about supports and resistances in a second. The moving average band expects this one to trade on the top at 332, in the middle at 302, and in the bottom closer to 266, or sorry, my bad, 272. The current price point is at 266, below the moving average. And so what you expect that it actually would probably bounce back up towards the top of the band, or at least history tells us that that is a similar action as you get to see in this chart. Now, Fibonacci retracements helps you identify key supports and resistance level that high frequency traders use. So the current support level on the Fibonacci retracements is 228, 152, and then down towards 28 cents. Significant resistance on the Fibonacci retracements are 290, 352, 440, and 553. In terms of a price line action, you're seeing here that there is a very strong support sitting closer towards the 242. Now there is one as well around 261, but even below there, you're looking into 199. That's kind of the make it or break it. And then below there, you're looking down towards 174, going to 133, down to 104, and then 87 cents. Resistances, there's one to really look for, which is around the 268. Hopefully it does bounce back around there. Above there, 304. Above there, you're looking into 326, going towards 345, and above there a little towards 376, going to 406, going up to 438, and then from 438 to 495, 532, 553, and probably $6. Now, there's key supports you need to be very careful of. If it does drop below the 264, that might be the first dangerous point. Below 239, that's your second one. Below 218, that's another dangerous zone. Below 188, and then also below 165. So these are the key support levels that you might want to put your support limits on depending on your risk tolerance. Now, Ed, what do you think about this one? I honestly think Ideanomics has put themselves in a really good position in terms of their new direction for the company itself. Now, this company had changed their path before multiple times and pivoted. Now, what tells you they're going to go on the same exact path in the future? Well, so far it does look bright. Hopefully it does remain so. And if it does, you can easily go back towards $5, even perhaps by the end of the year. Now, I don't have kind of a fortune ball or a little bit looking into the future. I'm not able to see that, but in a sense, they have all the right components. The management should be able to pull this off, and hopefully they would. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.